We start out with this argument. I attached a little clip. I'm tired. Love and Marriage Huntsville nights. Yes, yes, yes. So we start out with this crazy argument still in the parking lot. I'm like, Martell and Melody, I need y'all to just go ahead and move on. Like I said last week, he was implying that the guy she's dating is not good looking. And he said it this episode. I'm like, this man is so small that he thinks looks are everything. He was comparing her to his concubines or the people he cheated with, talking about, yeah, they match you, they match you. Like, Mel doesn't care if she matches anybody. She wanted you to be a faithful husband. But anyways, that was that. Then we get to Kimmy and Kimmy's friend Patricia, who apparently Maurice stayed with during his divorce. I'm like, why was he staying with her? Was he homeless? Like, we need more information. But this whole setup was basically to talk about Tisha and how Tisha didn't back her up when Kaiwa was accusing Kimmy of being the side chick. And they go through this whole thing. They were talking about, I wasn't there when they served the first divorce papers. Apparently, he had to serve her multiple times for him to get the divorce, which is... Anyway, the second time, the friend claims that it was in a house he got served, so she knows Kimmy was not in the picture. Basically, Kimmy is trying to clear her name because this season, we have seen the guys call her the side chick without Maurice defending her. Why is he not defending her? I don't know. So this friend was definitely a plot to come here and clean the whole house up. Like, girl, no, you weren't the side chick. Maybe she was. I don't know. By the end of the day, they've moved on. Kaiwa is married. She's married to him. And it is weird that Kaiwa still has some reservations. I guess it is hurt, though. I don't think it's... I'm taking it back. It's not weird because that was her husband. And if she did feel, in fact, that Kimmy had a hand in the breakup, then she's going to feel some kind of way, even though it's years after. I don't care. I don't think that matters. Then what's even the next thing that happens? Okay, so we get to Tisha and Marsau. I'm like, oh Lord. So Marsau springs a couple's therapy on them, which was pointless because the couples were not actually given any constructive criticism. And in that whole therapy session, I was just like, these people are so fake and phony. Because one, okay, the house they live in is, it's very, it's a humble home. But this man goes in and buys this expensive Mercedes with the suicide doors and everything, buys a truck, then tries to control her spending. And she's so dumb that she actually thinks that her spending somehow matches him buying luxury cars and luxury trucks. She goes to the room and I'm like, what are you showing us? Because that looked like an average Walmart shopping grocery store kind of counter. Like, she had like what, the Nivea, I don't even think it was Nivea lotion. It looked like a lower brand lotion sitting on the desk. Some fake pearls. And I'm just like, then she had some and Klein type of outfits hanging to show that she's shopping. There was no luxury item. He was talking about 2,000 purses. I don't even think I've ever seen Tisha carry a purse more than like $1,000. I don't even think I've seen her carry like an expensive purse. So he's psyching her out to think that she's actually the problem, when in fact he's the problem. He went out and bought a new car, didn't even tell her. That's a huge purchase. It's not like a 5,000 or lower purchase. That's like tens of thousands. So if you're going to do that, especially when we find out he bought a luxury car the year before, who are you trying to carry your two-seater car when you have a bunch of children? It shows you Marsau ain't shit. Tisha is probably miserable because I can't see her being like content with this lifestyle. That whole scene was a mess. It revealed so much about them that I don't think that was their intention. I think she felt like she was going to take us to her room and we'll see, Tisha is living large. Girl, it was a basic ass untidy room. Nothing to see there. Nothing there seemed like she's spending a lot of money. And if she's buying clothes and food for her kids, that's not excessive spending. What her husband is doing, on the other hand, is excessive spending. Because why do you need a two-seater car? You have a whole bunch of children. Except you have excessive money, but the way he complains about money makes me know that they don't have excessive money. So who are you trying to impress? Because you already got the wife, you already got the kids. So are you trying to impress your wife? Does she not know how much is in y'all's bank account? Like, it's so silly. Then we get to Destiny's little business meeting. which is supposed to help entrepreneurs and future entrepreneurs kind of intermingle and get resources that they would not have normally, which I think is a good idea. Nothing to see. Apparently, she asked for sponsors, but she didn't send it to Mel. So Mel speaks up, and Mel is like, "Why didn't you send it to me? But I brought you a check." Tisha chimes in. Remember, Mel and Destiny promised to sponsor her, and apparently they didn't give the checks because they probably went to the race and was like, "We ain't sponsoring this crap." But Mel is like, "Well, I'm okay. She's calling me out. Like, I don't care. That's how I am. I'll call someone out too." So I'm like, "Oh, this is glitter. This is not like girl stuff. This is glitter." Sidebar. Then Kimmy chimes up. She's like, "Well, did you get my check? Because you called me out in front of everybody. So call me out now and tell them you got my check, right? It's only fair." So she's like, "Yeah, I got the check." Rolling her eyes. It's like, damn. She's like, "Yeah, I got the check." And Kimmy is like, "Is that not better than a response? At least I actually sponsored." And she's like, "Yeah, you still didn't text me back. So what is your point?" Then randomly she pulls Tiffany off the table to go to the side to ask Tiffany about her life. I'm like, which producer produced this scene? Because it wasn't adding up. Like, it was so stupid. Maybe she expected Tiffany to have something to say to her, then she would come back at Tiffany. But Tiffany was like mute. Almost like she was in shock. She didn't know where she was. I don't know. But Tiffany was mute during most of this scene. So the producers probably were in her ear and were like, "Girl, go drag Tiffany and like read her for filter, do something." So she's there. She's like, "We don't really know about you. I know Tiffany is divorced," even though she's talking directly to Tiffany. I don't know why she was referring to her in third person. It's weird. So Tiffany is just looking like, "Yeah, I'm divorced. We had infidelity. Myself and her current husband apparently cheated on their spouses." And she tells us that she cheated while she was in high school, which I think is insignificant. But she makes a point which goes over Tisha's head. She's like, "Well, I think I wanted more financially." And Tisha is like, "So why'd you cheat?" Girl, if you know about divorces, finances is a big deal. Not more than, but infidelity is also a big deal. But finance is a big deal. And she said that. But Tiffany. Tisha wanted her to get into some, I guess, crazy, like, dialogue about why she cheated. Like, the girl's like, "I wanted more." I thought her explanation made sense, but y'all tell me what you thought. Was Tiffany holding back? Could she have told us more why she cheated? I feel like she said it, but I don't know. Plus, she was super young back then. So I don't even, I don't think it's necessary. So she's going on, and I'm just like, "Tisha, girl, bye. Go face the problem in your life, which is your husband. Stop coming here fighting different people that ain't fighting you. Like, girl, nobody has time for that. Nobody." Then the final scene is between Tisha and Maurice. He finally takes the doctor's advice, makes a big grand statement, and romancing her, invites her to a hotel, sets the room up, has dinner, and asks for sex at the end. It was a good episode. I mean, it wasn't highly rated like the last episode, but we're getting closer to the reunion, so I'm looking forward to that, and I'll definitely review that. Thank you guys. Like, subscribe, comment, because I always reply. Bye.